ahead and venture into the book of hair, shall we? Hair, period, not just natural hair, is beautiful in all states, all forms, all colors. Comes in all ethnicities, all races. It's just one beautiful thing. A lot of times we hear that our crown is our glory, but a lot of times we don't understand where their glory comes from. Hair, period, comes curly, straight, flat, nappy, beautiful, everything above. It can be straightened, it can be curled, it can be dyed, it can be just as beautiful as you want it to be. So I showed this collage just to show the beauty of hair, first of all. Also, to show you all the versatility in hair. Not just hair that is natural, because this video is made to show you the differences between natural hair, transitioning hair, and permed hair, because believe it or not, I don't think a lot of us understand the definition of it. So hopefully this video will help us sort through those answers and create a discussion that's important so that we can move forward in this boot camp. So I'd like to take this time out to say thank you to all the special women in my life. This isn't all of you, but the ones that dedicated their pictures to this project. Thank you. I love you much. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Beautiful Brown Baby Doll, and I would first like to say visit NubianDo.com. This video is sponsored in part by NubianDo.com. Visit them for advice in natural hair care accessories, and different motivational talkings. Make sure you visit NubianDo.com. Now, without further ado, here is the second installment into this series that I had planned on hitting hard, and I am still, now that the website is up and running. So I thought that instead of just moving right into product reviews, talking about my staple products, let's first get into what natural hair actually is. And as you can see from my little first collage, I've given you a little bit of a look into what natural hair is. I also plan to break down later on in the series what natural hair typing is and what are natural hair types, which goes by the curl pattern. But that's not what we're here for today. I've had many viewers ask me, what are your definitions of natural hair? Because I've heard so many different ones. I don't know where the transition is. And then sometimes people call themselves natural just because they haven't had a perm in a while. Well, I'm here to tell you, my friends, what Beautiful Brown Baby Doll's definition of natural hair is, because I feel that we all have our own definition of what it actually is. Okay, I'm going to first start from permed hair, because a lot of us are coming to natural from permed hair, though there are a lot of us that have never had perms before in our lives. Or a relaxer. Relaxing your hair is just what it sounds like. It's relaxing the curl pattern. We are born with naturally curly hair. Usually within the African American community, you are born with naturally curly hair. There are some that are born with more straight hair. However, when we go into relaxers, it is relaxing the curl pattern. That's why it's called a relaxer. After the bonds of the hair have been broken down, or the relaxing of the curl has happened and the elongating and stretching of the hair occurs, that's when you've moved into chemically treated or chemically processed hair. Your hair is no longer considered natural from root to tip. This is why we have to engage in things such as retouches. Because when the natural hair starts to grow again, you see the difference between the hair cuticle and the hair that's growing from it and the hair ends. So you see that there's a difference between the tighter texture at the top and the looser, more thin or straighter texture towards the ends, which usually most of us will not see our hair grow that bone straight, though there are some. Now, to move further into that, I'll move from there into transition because I think we all understand what chemically treated or chemically processed hair is. Now, there are some people that, toy around with that idea, and we'll get more into that. But, let's see. Now we're moving into, you see how my mind gets lost that quick. We're moving into the transition. And if you all refer back to the first video in this series, you'll see the stages of my hair. And I'll go ahead and throw up a picture of my transitioning hair. I really don't have many pictures of my transitioning hair. Now that I think about it, it was always in braids. But to explain what transitioning hair is, and I'll throw up one of my friends' pictures for this. Transitioning hair is when you see a person who usually has allowed that hair, that new growth, to grow, and it is still attached to that chemically processed hair. So you'll see their natural hair texture, but you'll also see the perm or chemically processed ends. It's where they are attempting to move into fully natural hair. So a transition is just that. It's transitioning from one state to another. So you're going from chemically treated or chemically processed hair to non-chemically processed hair. And that's why you see a lot of the new growth attached to all of the straightened hair. So that, my friend, is what a transition is in a nutshell. And like I said, if you refer back to my old video, you'll see some pictures of that. Also, now we're moving into natural hair, because I know a lot of you all are interested in knowing what is fully natural hair. What is considered natural hair? A lot of people will say they're natural because they haven't had a perm in 2 months, or because they haven't had a relaxer in a long time, or they're basically natural because they never really get perms. Well, we all differ in our opinions of natural hair. To me, I don't count my nappyversary or the anniversary where my hair started to be natural until it was that I departed or I cut off all of the straight ends on my hair. So I really don't count natural until I cut off all the straight ends of my hair. Let me give you an example of that. I transitioned for nearly 10 months. So I went from April 2006 until about May 2006 until about March 2007, and I cut off all of my chemically treated ends all the way down to the new growth. I do not count being natural until I made that chop, and that's called a big chop or a BC. When you see someone say, I did my BC, that's your big chop. So that's where I count my natural. Some people count natural the first time that they started to grow their perm out. And for me, I don't count that. But hey, to each his own. We might end up with the same amount of growth. So to each his own. But I don't count natural until after I made that big chop. So therefore, I'll say that I've been completely natural since March of 2007. So I'm approaching 4 years of natural hair. So just to make that very clear, what Beautiful Brown Baby Doll is saying, the definition of natural hair is the time where you've departed with all of your chemically treated hair. Now, some people who might consider people natural hair Nazis might consider natural hair to not even contain dye or coloring. I don't count that per se. I think that if you've departed with the relaxer, I consider you natural. Now, after we're natural, a lot of times people do choose to color, treat their hair and things like that. But I don't see that color treating relaxes the curl as much as directly putting on a relaxer. And that could always be up for debate. But that's my definition. So I hope that this video has helped enrich your knowledge of what natural is, from chemically treated hair all the way down to natural. I consider natural all virgin hair, or hair that has not been touched by a relaxer or chemically treated, mainly by a relaxer. So that is my definition, guys. Make sure that you head on over to the site www.BeautifulBrwnBabyDol.com, where you can find more topics on this and other hair topics to come. Thanks again for all of your support and love. Make sure you watch the end of this video for more tags and more websites that you can visit. God bless. Peace. Beautiful Brown Baby Doll. Make sure that you all visit and join www.BeautifulBrwnBabyDol.com. Also, follow me on Twitter, BeautifulBrwnBabyDol, spelled a bit different from my normal YouTube name. Also, hit me up on the Facebook fan page, Nina, in quotation, Beautiful Brown Baby Doll, Ellis Hervey. Also, make sure you hit up my girl Tiff, who is the designer of my current YouTube layout. Girl is cold. Make sure you hit her link as well as all other links in the content section of this video. Much love.